Hello, my dear folks. Welcome to the show. Jack Shaw is my name. East West is the show. I've been hanging to this show for quite some time. That I like it so much. It's not only a show to me to sit here like a host. It is a classroom. It is a chance to learn everything. It is something, opportunity for you to better yourself every single day. This is how I regard my show, how I call the job position as a classroom. So today, like I said 1,000,000 times already, I would like to do it a million the first time that we do pay attention to everything around you, especially when those little teeny tiny points that regards you relates to your day-to-day life, especially when your life is in it, when your safety is in it. So today joining me is you can see already, a big guy, very big guy that we can rely upon, a peace officer, all right, I'll call every single one of them, from Alhambra PD Sergeant Johnson. Jerry Johnson, welcome to the show, please.
Very good, thank you for having me.
All right. And of course, you will wonder, how come all of a sudden you brought a police officer, a sergeant here to face our audience? It's because we have a good news for you. A good news over a very, very, very big issue, that is the body camera for law enforcement officers to wear.
Correct.
So I believe you not only have brought the news, but the camera itself.
Yes. In the city of Alhambra, we've begun testing body cameras at different companies, different makes, different models. The technology that's used to store and retrieve the videos. We're starting to work on a policy to have them implemented.
Sure.
And that's what we're here to talk about.
But before that, Sergeant, we have a prelude to take care of.
Great.
How about a little something about yourself? So how long have you been on the force? And how do you like your PD, the city, of course? By city, I mean it's land, it's people, it's neighborhood, it's meeting houses, or by the way, you can mention about how much their prices are and price levels, in case I need, or my audience need to make a decision.
Yeah, I'm not a real estate agent, but
I believe you are.
I can certainly talk about my city.
Of course, your city, call it
Alhambra.
your city, right?
Sure.
Can we please?
Sure. The city of Alhambra is a middle-class independent city located in the San Gabriel Valley area of Los Angeles County. That's just east of the city of Los Angeles. We're about 7 square miles, home to about 85,000 people. Over 50% of those people are Asian people, and well above that is that they are of Chinese descent. More than not, they are of Chinese descent. My police department is about 85 sworn officers.
Oh.
We have about another 120 people that fill non-sworn and volunteer positions. That gives us a staff of about 200 that work at our police department.
That's relatively big.
Yes.
Yeah.
I've been with the department since 1989.
1989. That's
Right.
Almost, let's see.
We're coming up on about 26 years now.
Yeah, good.
Yeah, I'm currently a sergeant, and I'm assigned to what's called the Professional Standards Unit.
And also you're a spokesman.
I am. I do some of the public information work for the Chief of Police's office.
And I owe your newsletter a big time, because I wouldn't, but for that, I wouldn't get the news. I wouldn't have the chance to invite you to come over here. And then I will owe you my audience a big time also, right? So this is a very good newsletter. And for that, that said though, I need to know a little more about the Alhambra city. You mentioned about his land, his people, right? And his safety record, stuff like that. And there's one thing you missed that I read recently, that you rank about one of the 50 top safest. Tell me something about that, please. My audience will love to hear that.
Yeah, sure. There's a lot of different surveys that rate how cities are the safest for families. And I can't vouch for the credibility of any one study, but I know that we are ranked fairly high I can tell you from personal experiences that I feel safe in the city of Alhambra. We have a very good police department, some very dedicated men and women, and a great community and great community support, and that certainly lends to a very safe community.
Of course, of course. And to my audiences, I personally have a special feeling, or affection, call it, about the city of Alhambra, because 31 years ago, when I first landed in this land of freedom, the first apartment I took was on Cedar Street, 1717, I believe. If I'm right on the numbers, right? It's right off Morango, right?
Right near
Yes,
Alhambra Park.
2 blocks, about 2 blocks to the north of Main Street, right? A very nice neighborhood since then. And the first community program that I got my hands on was the Meals on Wheels.
Okay.
Yeah, so I believe the program's still there.
I believe it is.
That's a very beautiful city. No wonder on the latest news it says that the city, the beautiful city of Alhambra, ranked, oh, he's a very generous man, and he didn't claim any credit. So the city has ranked herself into one of the 50s of the top safest cities of the nation. We got to give Alhambra a big hand.
Oh, thank you.
Big time.
It's a team effort. It's not just the police department. It's the police department, the community, this city overall, all working together to provide a good community. It's not just the police department. We certainly can't do it all by ourselves.
You know, before we really touch the camera thing, I really have something that bothers me quite a lot conceptually. Well, I would rather say conceptually. Okay, now, for a system, now you have the law, right? And for law, you have the law enforcement, right? And then law enforcement oversees the community, right? Oversees the community. For a community, and there is always a contradiction how you assess each part that functions, right? So to some cities or some culture, law tends to be more on the punishment side. And to some concept, they say law, well, emphasis more on the deter side. So as a sergeant of that great department, how do you weigh in between two, please?
Well, I think there's certainly a deterrent effect. I think at Alhambra over the last several years, we've concentrated on crime prevention and educating the public about how to prevent crimes. And I think that's what leads us to the 50 safest cities. As far as punishment, certainly we do make arrests when we see violations, and after we investigate crimes. The punishment is left up to the court system. Our job is to investigate the crimes, identify suspects, and apprehend suspects. And then we let the court system do their job.
And you mentioned, of course, on top of the 85 sworn-in officers, you have more than 85 of those volunteers or those unsworn-in helpers or assistants. Though that really indicates a reputation of the department. The more, the better reputation, to my philosophy, the more the help.
Yes,
we
have a lot of volunteers that come in just out of the need to want to contribute, to want to help out. People who will just come in and help answer phones and do filing work. People who volunteer to actually patrol the streets. Our volunteer program that volunteer to patrol. There's so many positions of volunteer police officers that look like me, they dress like me, they carry a gun, they go out on the street, they apprehend criminals, and they don't even get a paycheck.
You don't have the George Zimmerman kind?
The George Zimmerman kind?
You don't have those? Any of those?
I'm sure we have some of those in the community, but I strongly discourage vigilantes.
Okay, please.
Please call 911, let me do my job.
Please do yourself a favor, right? Okay. Now, Sergeant, I understand that you have led a wonderful time. We have to let my audience know totally about yourself from inside out, though. And all these years on the force, though, what is the most glorious moment, and what is the most miserable moment? Please, just to heat it up, right?
Well,
please.
sure. The miserable moments are, I think, when you see people in pain and you see people hurting, or you see people who've been victims of crime, and you can do everything you can do as a police officer, and sometimes you just can't heal their pain. And that can be tough, especially when there's young children involved. Traffic accidents and so forth can be very bad. I've been a police officer going on 26 years. I still love coming to work every day. Every day is exciting. Every day is something new. There's nothing better than working hard to investigate a case, locating your suspect, identifying your suspect, and putting handcuffs on them. You know you've made somebody's day a little bit better, even if I've never met that person. And it's very rewarding. I've done several jobs throughout my life, and nothing more rewarding than being a police officer.
That is the glory.
It is.
That is the glory,
It is.
right? And also my glory is that every time when I see the cop, I'm the one feeling nervous. Today, I believe I offset it. My officer, my sergeant feels more nervous than I am. So that's why I joke a little bit, make it more relaxed. Right. So,
Please don't be nervous.
thank you. Oh yeah, please do. Okay, I feel better now.
Good.
Yeah, my dear audience, today is one of the very rare moments that we really get this face-to-face to our law enforcement heroes. I call them heroes. Why? Because they are the one who, while doing the job, this job, called it a job, putting themselves in the line, right? Oh, they are human too. They are, well, same thing. They are the husband, father. Oh, you have a son?
I do. I have a teenage
What
son.
did your son learn from you?
I think being the son of a police officer is unique to any other job. He learns that dad sometimes can act a little paranoid, but it's all about safety. And when I leave work, I don't stop being hypervigilant and being always aware of what's around me and being safe.
Does he know how to make donuts?
Yes, my son.
I heard that story from one of your colleagues.
Yes,
Yeah.
I cooked for several years, and kind of as a prank, I taught my son several years ago a policeman teaching his son how to make donuts. Yes,
All right,
that
very
actually
good.
happened.
That's a very difficult job. Making a donut, make a hole in the middle. That's very difficult. Okay, my dear audiences, I owe you a big time on the camera story. That's a big issue these days. Ever since the starting of the Ferguson case, ever since the breakup of the even Detroit, even any other places, we think about how about cameras. Now today we're talking about cameras. So with me is our good friend to the community, Sergeant Johnson of Alhambra PD. When we come back, we'll have more to talk about. Stay with us, please.